Hey everyone, welcome back to my podcast. On today's episode, I'll be talking on something different. The podcast is more about behind the scene of global tech transformation. This is like me sharing my experience as a global operations product manager with Microsoft for 6 years. My experience, where I had the privilege and the challenge of driving two of the most successful and critical product adoptions in the Microsoft ecosystem. And that's Windows 11 and Microsoft Copilot. So this story is all about strategy, culture, growth, and I will explain. Let's start with Windows 11. So this is the team I led, a consumer team, a team of like 80 to 100 engineers. I will tell you what makes these teams very successful. Back then, when Windows 11 was still like finding its legs in the consumer market, I had the privilege and opportunity to lead the adoption effort of that product with my great, effective, ever energetic team. But it wasn't just about increasing the installation of Windows 11. It's also about making the product better through actionable insight, gathering actionable insight. We didn't just drive upgrades from Windows 10 to Windows 11. We also sat down with, my team also sat down with users, helped them gather feedbacks, observe behavior of Windows 11 or Windows 10, track where people struggle, and we drop off, we feed that journey back to the product team. I think these are the things that actually helps to improve the product. The loop of the feedback helps to make the product versions better, Windows 11 better, with several insights that we were able to gather from the customers and from the usage. What makes this work? We built that team intentionally for that purpose from scratch. We didn't just hire resumes. We were very intentional. We brought in plenty of technical mindset guys, people with sales, customer engagement experience. And why? Because I believe from day one that success wasn't just about knowing the product. Sometimes it's more about translating its values. Kudos to my managers then that actually gave me the opportunity to build that team. I also created a community-driven culture, one rooted in collaborations. And I think that was a game changer. People looking after each other, helping each other to grow, people believed in their missions. And that makes it smooth. And that also makes the adoption stick. That collaborations were our core value. Then came another team for the Copilot adoption chapter. In this team, I wasn't just dealing with one market. Now I was leading global English-speaking engineers across multiple product lines. These were highly respected technical experts, guys. Each supporting different Microsoft product, Loop, Graph, migrations team, reactive, technical reactive, and the likes. Exchange, SharePoint, and the like. And suddenly, boom, imagine those early technical guys, you were told that, hey, everyone needs to start talking about Copilot in your day-to-day, helping customers to solve their problems. No ramp-ups, no training. Just go figure it out because you're a freelancer, we hire you for that. And where the cracks started to show is the engineers came from different cultures, different motivations. Some were used to clear processes. Others responded only when incentives were the financial that is driving them to do stuff. Some love to learning, some don't. But others just want to fix and move on. And now we're asking them to become Copilot champions overnight. A product that I would say that none of them has ever used. And this was the biggest challenge of my life. I'll be very honest with you. I had sleepless nights. And the leadership, the then boss, he had the one gear, urgency. He didn't believe in progressive onboarding or readiness training. I don't think he believes in that. His logic was, they are freelancers, we are paying them for that, you have to figure it out, you have to get it done. I don't care. It was a big challenge and we need to start performing immediately. But that's my job. That was why I was hired. And so I feel like another thing that people felt micromanaged, lost and undervalued in those kind of scenarios. I'll be in a meeting, all silence, no questions, just tensions. Engineers who were once vocal, collaborative, now retreated. I walked into planning rooms and it was almost like a vacuum. It was crazy. But you know what? That is where I thrive. When the pressure is on and no one wants to talk, that is when I lean in. I called a lot of one-on-ones, build trust, I listened to a lot of frustrations. I put a lot of stuff on my shoulder. Then piece by piece, we started restructuring the Copilot adoption plan. Started putting up some plans. It's not about talking about it. I stopped. Hey, don't just talk about it. Let's focus on understanding the customer's business, the context during the technical calls, not just pushing features. We're talking about this product, nobody's adopting. The NPSA was not improving. I told them everybody shouldn't talk about Copilot until they fully understand the customer's pain point. Try to teach them the transition during technical to product goals. And I believe that that's only then we can position Copilot as an answer. That was a core strategy. I told everybody to stop although I get a lot of heat for this, And what happened? A couple of months later, NPS started improving. Smiles started coming from the face of the boss. Engineers once hesitant become some of the strongest co-pilot evangelists. It's a lot of work. And while the recognition wasn't always there, maybe for me or for my team, I know we made it happen. So what is the takeaway here? Consumer adoptions and enterprise adoptions are two different beasts where I was privileged to lead. In the consumer world, we build that because I don't want to use I build, I don't like the word I. In the enterprise world, I inherited the complexity that needs to align. Second, cultural awareness matters. You can't lead a global team like a one-size-fits-all machine. And the third thing is that you can't force product growth, you guide it. You build belief through clarity, context, and support. And most importantly, product adoption is never just a number. That should be a big learning to the boss system. It's a people transformation. Today I'm proud of the work it's done because Windows 11 Copilot aren't just adopted, they are loved, and I know the work we did behind the scene played a massive role in that journey. Those guys deserve more better recognition. That's it for today's episode of Product Growth. If you have ever turned chaos into clarity or lead in silence, or you would understand exactly what I mean when I say sometimes success is quiet, but it's powerful. My name is Martin Oluwatosin Dulisami, Global Operations Product Manager, Microsoft. Obviously, Global Operations Manager, Microsoft. And I will see you in my next one. Thank you for listening.